Greetings and welcome to the Treasure is You podcast. As we keep walking the path of expansive discoveries, yes, we are learning. That is if you're open. That is if you have your eyes open, your eyes where you can see a beautiful world that is looking back at you. And as this world is looking back at you, it is letting you know that the treasure is you. Welcome, beautiful ones. I am the host of The Treasure is You, and the treasure is you. So today we are keying in to keep walking the path of expansive discoveries. Yes, expansive. Remember that word, because we want to always expand on everything. The journey is about expansion. The journey is about discoveries. The journey is about remembering you. Yes, dear ones. So we are still in the new moon energy in Pisces. So that means that we get to dream, we get to explore our right brain, which is our imagination, dear ones. This is why we have an imagination, because if we did not have our imagination, everything that you see would not exist, but it does because we imagined it. All right, dear ones? So we are being led to use our imagination. Live a little, dream a little, and then when you do those things, you can actually put those dreams into action. This is why we're here, because we are creators. Yes, you are a creator before you are a mother. You are a creator before you are a nurse. You are a creator before anything. This is what we do, because we are a vibration. We are a energetic essence that expresses and that feels the highs and lows of this world. And yes, the human part of us gets caught up in the trends of the world. Yes, the human part of us gets caught up in all of that stuff. And it's okay, because it's a part of the life journey. But if you get caught up in certain trends and forget who you are, and this is why the treasures you exist, because we desired, before we came into this earth, our soul said, please give us clues. Give us the resources. Give us the tools so we can remember what's happening, what's going on. Yeah, this is what you asked for. This is what your soul asks for, dear ones. When you reincarnated here, your soul wanted to have clues, because this life journey, we forget our very essence. Yes, we do. So this is why this podcast exists, because our soul asked for it. So here it is, dear ones. Everything is helping you to remember your divinity, helping you to key in to those parts of yourself that is magnificent, that is magnetic, that is creative. And at times, because we forget ourselves on the journey, what happens, dear ones? We get upset, right? We start talking about people, right? What else do? We get addicted to substances, trying to cope because we just don't understand and we don't know who we are. Yeah. So, because we are in this new moon energy, yes, this energy is all about newness. It's about you creating from your heart. It has always been about you creating from your heart, but because this is what is so spectacular about this new moon, you get to reflect, you get to realign, you get to reevaluate your actions, and then you can start to implement these things, because there's really no rules to going about it. But when we use our right side of our brain, our imagination, then you get to create beautiful landscapes that you have never seen before. That is the beauty of imagination. And we need to exercise our imagination more instead of living lives that do not fulfill us. As I shared on a couple of my podcasts, this is why we daydream, because you're in a place that you don't want to be in because you're bored. You're bored with what you're doing. And most of us do the same thing, the mundane. Yeah, I know about it because I've done it. And you're in it and you're saying, there has to be more to this life. Like, I don't want to do this the rest of my life. This is pretty boring. I'm meant for more. So yes, that is your soul nudging you. That is your soul telling you, yes, you are meant for more. Yes, much, much more. So as we exercise our imagination, guess what happens? You begin to see new people, new experiences, and it's exciting because we live for that excitement. Just most of us, most of the collective, because we've been living these humdrum, non-exciting lifestyles. They become so routine in your body, in your mind, it becomes dull because you're doing the same thing every day. You know, getting up, doing the same thing, nothing new, nothing exciting. Well, as I said, during this new moon in Pisces, and you know, Pisces is the dreamer. This is why Pisces is here. This is why Pisces is the zodiac that is telling all of us to lighten up, that is telling us to dream. Now, a lot of people, some people may look at Pisces as, they're always dreaming. But Pisces knows to dream because it is that dream, as I said, that has created everything that you see in your life. Now, if you don't dream, and guess what happens? Then you gravitate to something that's going to attempt to fulfill you. This is why a lot of the collective reaches out for substances to fill them up, because they're not using their imagination. They're not trying to create anything new. So what's the next best thing? The next best thing is to reach outside, reach out for a substance, reach out for food, reach out for sex, reach out for spending money, right? Reach out, just keep reaching out. You see what I'm saying? Reaching out of you for this fulfillment, where we are supposed to be reaching within us. And when we do reach within us, that's when you will be fulfilled. Because now you are seeing more of yourself. You're seeing more of the parts of you that you did not see before. You didn't even know these parts of yourself existed, because you have been living a mundane lifestyle for 20 years, for 30 years, and then you work, then you wonder why, oh, I have this pain in my back, and I have this dis-ease taking place in my body, because what's happening? You're living a humdrum lifestyle that's not exciting, that your heart is trying to key you in to do something new and exciting. Yeah. Drive to work a different way. There you go. Take baby steps. That's exciting. Try to see a different scenery. This is why we're here. But we have forgotten that. So I'm letting you know in this podcast, as we walk the path of expansive discoveries, you will discover you. Yes, it's you, dear ones, that you are discovering. So we have to wake up those parts of ourselves, as Pisces, the dreamer, is telling us to dream. Yeah, dream a little more. That's what we need to do, dear ones. So feel this new moon energy that is helping us to be lighthearted, that is helping us to see the world in vivid colors, and that is helping us to get out of our old way of being that is boring, right? Boring. Who wants to be bored, right? Nobody does. Everybody wants to have some excitement in their life, some new things in their life. And we get to create new realities all the time. Okay? So key into that. Do something new and exciting. I know myself today, I'm going to go get myself in a sauna and get out and walk. Yes, walk in nature. And it's a little cold, but I will dress appropriate. But just get out your own way. Allow for that path of expansive discoveries to come into your life, so you can learn that, oh, I like to draw. Go take an art class and see what happens. Go do something that you've never done before and see what happens. Because when you do that, it will spark some newness to come into your mind. We have to get out of our own way. Unless you want to stay in a humdrum life that isn't filled with some new experiences. This is what life is about, dear ones. It's about us getting out, creating that. Not sitting back and waiting for things to change. Nothing's going to change unless you get up and change it. So this is what the new moon energy is about. It's about you seeing yourself in an expansive way that can discover more and more of you. So get out and use your imagination. Yes. Drive a different route today. Eat something different. Find a new word to add to your vocabulary that is filled with love, that is filled with joy. Do these things. This is what adds life to you. Yeah, this is what adds life, dear ones. And as I'm speaking about adding life, I have on my website, if you subscribe to empoweredsovereign.com, I have Get Rebooted, See Your Full Potential. Yes, dear ones, see your full potential. Okay? Because we encompass the whole. So that means you have an abundance of expressions that is waiting for you to explore them. So if we do not get out of our own way and allow for this expansiveness of yourself to emerge, then you will never know about any discovery. Okay? So we have to use that imagination. Create today because you are a creator. All right, beautiful ones. As I said, get rebooted, see your full potential. I have on my website, you can subscribe to my website, be a part of a community that I have created, Empowered Sovereign's Sacred Circle, where we are living life. We are learning more about our infinite selves. We are not living humdrum lives because we already done that. It is time to get out in the world and explore. Even when you see a lot of violence, you see all this stuff going on, I'm here to tell you all that stuff is going on so you can be afraid to go out, so you can be afraid to do new things. This is what is happening. So do not key into that. I'm here to share with you as well, is that what's happening will fade out. Yeah, it will fade out because this world that we live in, it goes through cycles. We go through cycles of wars and violence. Yeah. None of us like to see war. Of course not. But when you have a difference of opinion and you have extremes, you have the powers that be that have different extremes, you will, and we have experienced wars from the very beginning. But you need to realize that everything is going to be A-okay. Okay. We have to always be grounded, but have a light perspective. Do not feed into the fear. Do not. Because when we do feed into it, more fear grows. Okay? So use your imagination. Stay in your own lane. Okay? Create today. Create from your heart. And do not allow all of the stuff that's happening in the world to dampen your life, to stop you from being joyful. Because I'm here to tell you, those wars are not going to last forever. No, it's not. It's going to eventually stop. But stay focused on you. Stay in a state of joy, of happiness. As I said, stay in your own lane. Do not allow any of that to consume you. Please do not, because it's a distraction. And it happens all the time in different cycles. Like I said, this is the cycle of that. And it will fade out. And you're going to be okay. As a matter of fact, you are okay. You're better than okay. You woke up this morning, right? So that's what you need to key into. All right, beautiful one. Be that creator, and always remember that the treasure is you.